Okay, so now, hi everyone, how are we doing today? Don't ask me why we're filming in front of my closet. I just felt like being on the floor somewhere, and then I have a mirror, so I felt like it'd be kind of weird just to look at myself. So here is my dress slash closet and some of my shoes. Anyway, and it's not a serious video unless you're on the floor talking. Just kidding. Anyway. I'm trying to crack jokes because, it's a serious video, gonna get some serious points across. But, I first want to say that, when it comes to the whole Shane Dawson and the whole, like, sociopath, and when you're going down the list of, like, things that could make you a sociopath, and then people getting upset because they're labeled as a sociopath, or you know what I'm saying, or they're getting upset because Shane Dawson isn't going at it in like a good direction. I don't know. I honestly think half of that might be like people are misdiagnosing themselves, and another part of that might be, obviously the sociopaths are fucking smart as hell, so they're making their friends feel bad even though they're manipulating their friends. The friends are saying, oh, my sociopathic friends are upset because of your video, but really they're trying to make you think that they're upset because they're really manipulating you. So are you really upset at Shane Dawson, or are you really upset because your friends are manipulating you? So you have to ask yourself that question. Are you being manipulated? If you're not, then I have really good fucking news for you. You're probably not a damn sociopath. By the way, so before we get into all this, I just got into it, I know, but before we really get into it, these are just my thoughts. This is how I think, this is how I see things, and if you don't agree, that's completely fine. We're all okay to have our different opinions, and this is how I feel, and I know it may not be true, like, allegedly. I'm just saying this because this is my views. Okay, now that I've said that, may or may not be true. All right. Dear Lord, that was the most complicated disclosure ever. Okay, so first of all, let's look at the friggin' list that people are giving us. Okay, so the other day, Charisse, on YouTube, she posted a video. Charisse1307. She's fucking adorable, by the way. Go check her out. I love her so much. She just posted a video about how she just dated a sociopath. Not just sorry.
We're moving Massachusetts forward.
She didn't just date a sociopath. She just posted a video about dating a sociopath.
Karen and I believe in bipartisanship, whatever the issue.
Okay, and later on she goes to define sociopath, and also like the profile of a sociopath, like, so what makes a person a sociopath. So I'm gonna read them, and I'm gonna let you know the ones that we should highlight before I get into anything.
Manipulative and conning. They never recognize the rights of others, attitudes and behavior. A person with personality disorder manifesting itself in extreme antisocial attitudes and behavior. Also, the profile of a sociopath is glibness and superficial charm. Manipulative and conning. They never recognize the rights of others and see their self-serving behaviors as permissible. Grandiose sense of self. Pathologically lying. Lack of remorse, shame or guilt. Shallow emotions. Incapacity for love. And need for stimulation. And there is a lot more that you can Google. They did all these things.
Okay, so those were really fucking great parts on her end. Thank you so much, Charisse, for posting that video. You fucking opened a ton of doors. Whew, my God. Anyway, she just opened up my mind like crazy. So, okay, so the first thing that she said was oh dear Lord, of course I fucking forgot already, and oh my God, dear help me. Oh my god. No.
Things logically lying, sociopath is glibness and superficial charm, manipulative and conning. They never recognize the rights of others and see their self-serving behaviors as permissible.
Okay, so self-serving behaviors and never recognizing the rights of others. Okay, so that kind of has something to do with what I'm talking about today. So, and what was the other ones? Grandized sense of self. Is that how you say that word? Grandized sense of self. Pathologically lying, lack of remorse, shame, or guilt, shallow emotion, incapable of love, and need for stimulation. Okay, so need for stimulation, lack of remorse, shame, or guilt, and sense of self, and self-serving behaviors as permissible. Okay, so those 4 things, I'm going to let you know, those 4 points can be excusable. And I know you're like, what are you talking about? Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay, so until you are about 21 years old, your frontal lobe, so this entire part of your brain, is technically not developed. So you have a brain there, it's not like hollow or anything, it's just that part of your brain doesn't come in until you're about 21. Sometimes people come in. Sometimes it comes in late for people. 22, 23, like that's the latest, between 21 and 23. So imagine not having a part of your brain until you're 21 or 22 years old. Okay, now that I've said that, let me explain what the frontal lobe actually does. Okay, so do you guys remember, you guys will remember this because it's like a light switch, it's kind of crazy. Do you guys remember in high school when you used to do something, you used to make a decision, or you used to make multiple decisions where you didn't really care about what happened to other people? Like, for example, let's just do this lightly. Let's do this real lightly. Like, for example, we're not like talking about like people's lives here. We're talking about like a very normal scenario, okay? So imagine like it's Halloween, right? I want to go to Amherst, Massachusetts, right? My friend really wants to go. I drive. I'm the only one that drives, right? This has actually happened. But imagine if randomly I was just like, I don't really want to go. I just want to go here because, this costume contest, they're giving like a grand out for the best costume. I really think I can win. When you are under the age of 21, there's like a 90-something% chance that you have no lack of remorse for other people. Like, you have no consequences. It's called your consequential lobe. I can't even say that. But seriously, if I do this, then this will happen. Okay, now that I've said that, think about it. It sounds like a sociopath, right? It sounds like, oh, I must be manipulating other people because, I'm just thinking about myself. Okay, honey. Rich Lux. If you are under the age of 22 and you're still feeling this way, like if you have no, like, problem with consequences, you are not a sociopath, honey. Like, and you're thinking, oh, but I think I feel for people. Like, if you're worried that you're a sociopath, then you're probably not, honestly, because sociopaths aren't fucking worried. They'll probably get pissed, honestly. Like, seriously, they probably would just get mad and be like, oh, no. And then if they did come to the conclusion, they probably would just be like, that's my idea. By the way, I did take a decent amount of psychology classes beginning in high school, and I almost had a minor in college. So I took a lot of psychology classes. I kind of know what I'm talking about, and I definitely learned this in fucking school. And let me tell you, it's not a problem. It's not a problem, okay? So let me tell you. When I was like 21 years old, I went to college late. I was like turning 21 that year, right? And when I learned about that, I was probably the only one there that really had grown into my frontal lobe. Like everyone else was like just got out of high school, so everyone else was probably like 18, 19 years old. I was 21, so I was like much older than everyone. And I thought about it. I thought about when I was like 20 years old, and I'm like, oh my God, I used to do that all the time, where I used to make a decision and I didn't really care what the fuck happened. I was just fucking happy that I was gonna go do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like if you're supposed to go out with your friends, but then a really cute kid wants to hang out, guess what you're gonna fucking do? You don't care about what your friends are gonna do. You don't care how they feel. You don't care if they're fucking sad or not. You just fucking go with that fucking dude. Love. You're not a sociopath. You're just a teenager. You're just an adolescent and you're going into adulthood. And that is what makes a difference between the 20s and the teens. And that is the reason why no one believes you when you're a teenager and you say, oh yeah, I got this, or yeah, I understand. Last time I checked, teenagers don't understand. They don't, because they don't have any consequences. Like, yeah, maybe like a very small percentage of the time, you might get like a reality check from your parents, like 5% of the time, be like, hello, did you forget about this? And then they're like, you know? Think about it. It's true. And you know what I just realized? Shane Dawson was watching his, like, Draw My Life of Jake Paul. What was it, yesterday or in the last video? It was in the third video, I believe. And in 2017, Jake Paul said he was 19. So technically, Jake Paul is a teenager, which means that he could very well just be a teenager that has not grown into his frontal lobe yet. Just some food for thought. I know in my last video, I literally said that he might be a sociopath and, you know, it might get it from his dad and stuff like that. And I can't believe I'm fucking saying this, but the fact that one of the Team 10 members is actually coming forward and saying that he's a good person, I can't fucking hate that. I can't fucking hate that. And if this is all fucking true, to the point where, like, you know, he's only doing this for fucking money, then I feel fucking bad. I feel bad that he can't even tell people, like, his normal thoughts. Think about it. Think about it. If you had to put on a mask, I know you don't want to fucking forgive him. Let's pretend it's not Jake Paul. Let's pretend it's fucking Eddie Murphy. Let's pretend that, you know, Eddie Murphy pretends to be silly, but then imagine if he was an asshole, and then pretend like he didn't have a voice, pretend like he didn't do stand-up, pretend like he didn't, like, tell his views, and pretend like someone paid him to do that. You know what I'm saying? It happens, obviously, it happens. Don't you think he would lash out too? I would most definitely lash out. I would most definitely be the best fucking asshole you could fucking pay for, honestly. But then, honestly, I would crack. I wouldn't be able to do it for that long. Honestly, if someone came up to me with that fucking... if someone came up to me with that business proposition, I'd be like, you crazy! And then it would be very, very hard for me not to, like, expose them. Because I just think that's wrong. I don't believe in things that, like, could possibly or potentially hurt people. And because I'm older, because I have a frontal lobe, because I understand, you know what I'm saying? I understand that's bad to be a figure like that for children. Like, but he doesn't. He's a child. He's a kid. So think about that next time, you know, you're watching these videos. And I know if you don't want to forgive him, that's fine. I'm not telling you that you should forgive him, but you should also think about what he has been through. And I think that we all forget to do that nowadays. I feel like we all are so easy to just jump the gun and be like, why? What, you know, what made you do that? Blah, 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 blah. But then, like, literally, insert in here. Think about it. I'm going to end it on a note of, would you be happy if you were around people like that? Think about it. And I know you don't want to feel bad for him, but with all the evidence, it's kind of hard to. And I know for a fact that no one wants to forgive him because, you know, he's an asshole. But I think what the real reason is because he has lied. I feel like a lot of people know it's staged. As humans, we can fucking tell. Come on. That's what everyone's been saying. Everyone's been saying, oh, I think it's staged. I think it's staged. And I think that's the real reason why everyone hates Jake Paul, is because he's not fucking honest. Okay, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a good day. Please take this lightly. This is literally just my thoughts. And I'm kind of on the fucking Jake Paul boat, because my psychology side is fucking kicking in, you guys. I feel bad for people. Honestly, before these videos started, I could walk down the street and not give a fuck if Jake Paul was across the street. Now, I'm starting to tear up, and if he let me, I probably would give him a hug, just knowing how his family is. And that's my psychology side talking. So before I fucking start crying, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you guys have a good day. And yeah, just take this very lightly. And judge kindly. Not to me, but to others. Please. And me.